Making headlines, President Moise emphasizes the critical role of UNDP in shaping the Maldives' development path. Auditor General NEWS underscores the crucial importance of good financial reports to effectively implement fiscal reforms. And the Education Ministry launches Helpline 1484 designed to offer psychological first aid to students and teachers. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to PSMNEWS in English. I'm Utma Mahmood, your host for the evening. President Dr. Mohamed Moise emphasizes the critical role of the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, in shaping the Maldives' development path. The remarks were made by the President during his address at the ceremony marking the 45th anniversary of UNDP in the Maldives. The commemorative event was attended by members of the cabinet and key figures from the UNDP. Speaking at the ceremony, President Dr. Moise stated that 45 years marks a significant milestone in the partnership between the Maldives and the United Nations. The President highlighted that this collaboration has been crucial in addressing the aspirations and challenges faced by the Maldivian people. He further noted that the Maldives UNDP partnership is rooted in shared principles of progress, development and human dignity, demonstrating a commitment to sustainable development and a future in which all Maldivians have the opportunity to flourish. Reflecting on UNDP's early role in the country, President Dr. Moise recalled the Maldives' transformation from one of the least economically developed nations to a modern, resilient and forward-looking country. The President noted that UNDP has broadened its focus over the years, addressing not only basic development needs, but also more recent initiatives centered on climate resilience, economic diversification, social inclusion, women's empowerment, good governance, and institutional reform. Furthermore, President Dr. Moise also revealed his vision of transforming the Maldives into a fully developed nation by 2040, with a strong focus on the digital economy and sustainable development. He concluded his speech by thanking the United Nations for its enduring and invaluable contribution to the nation over the years. During the ceremony, Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdullah Halil shed light on the history of the Maldives UNDP partnership. The minister recognized the collective efforts of the UNDP and the government to develop the Maldives. Auditor General Hussein Niaz underscores the crucial importance of good financial reports to effectively implement fiscal reforms. Speaking at the ceremony held to launch the Maldives Sustainability Reporting Framework, Auditor General Niaz emphasized the vulnerable financial situation of the Maldives, assuring that efforts are currently underway to overcome this situation. He highlighted the necessity of submitting strong financial reports and auditing financial transactions in order to reduce costs sustainably. Niaz revealed that efforts are being exerted to complete significant audit reports by the end of this month, adding that the auditing works related to the government's financial statements report of 2023 is nearing completion. During the ceremony, the Maldives Sustainability Reporting Framework was launched. This framework was introduced by the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, in collaboration with the Capital Market Development Authority, CMDA. The government has been exerting several efforts to improve the financial situation of the economy. As such, it has informed state-owned enterprises, SOEs, to lower expenditures, maintaining good relations with investors, and securing financial assistance from international financial authorities and foreign countries. We'll return after Isha prayer. Stay tuned.
ಮಗುಮತಿಗೆ ಸಲಾಮತ ರಕ್ಕಾತಿರಿಕಮಂ ಹೆದಿಫಾವಾ ಕವಾದುತಕ ಸಮಾಲು ವೆಲವ್ವ ಫಿಹಾರತಕ ಮಿಸ್ಕಿತವ್ವಣ್ಣ ದೊರು ಬಂದುವಾಗುತ ಪಾಕು ನುಕುರವ್ವ ಉಳಂದೆ ಓವರ್ಟೇಕ್ ಕುರಾಯರು ಓವರ್ಟೇಕ್ ಕುರುಮುಗೆ ಕವಾದುತಕ ಸಮಾಲು ವೆಲವ್ವ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಲಿಮಿಟವ್ವುರೆ ಬಾರಣ್ಣುದುವ್ವ ದುವ್ವಾಯಿರು ಫೋಣ ಹೆಡ್ಫೋನ್ ಫದ ತಕಿತಿ ಬೇಣು ನುಕುರವ್ವ ಮಗು ಹುರಸ್ಕುರ ಮೀಹುಣ್ಣ ಮಗು ಹುರಸ್ಕುರುಮ ಫುರುಸತು ದೆವ್ವ ಸ್ಯಾಕಲುಗ ಬೊಡೆತಿ ಎಚ್ಚಹಿ ನೂಫುಲ್ಲವ ಮಗುಮಚ್ಚಕಿ ಎಮ್ಮೆಂಗೆ ತಣೆ ಮಗುಮತೀಗ ಎಮ್ಮೆಂಗೆ ಸಲಾಮತ ರಕ್ಕಾತಿರಿಕಮ ವಿಸ್ನವ ಫರುದೇ ಜಿಮ್ಮ ಅದಾಕುರವ್ವ
ಮಗುಮಚ್ಚೆ ಸವಾಲ್ ಕೊಂಡು ನುದುನು ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಫಹು ತಿಜಹುಣಿ ಮುಳಿಮೂನುಗ ಬೆಂಡೇಜ್ ಒಳಾಕನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ತಹುಗ ನುವದಿಹ ಇನ್ಸತ್ತ ಮೀಹು ಮರವನಿ ಬೋಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾನಿ ಆಕ್ಸು ಸೈಕಲ್ ದುಬಾರು ಹೆಲ್ಮೆಟ್ ಒಳ
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وبعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Once again, welcome back to PSM News in English. The Ministry of Education launches Helpline 1484 designed to offer psychological first aid to students and teachers. The initiative was inaugurated by Minister of Education Dr. Ismail Shafiu during a ceremony held at the Education Ministry. The Education Ministry said that the helpline was established with support from UNICEF and the World Health Organization (WHO) to create a strong system for delivering psychological support. The ministry will assist students and teachers through counselors, focusing on addressing their concerns, enhancing early intervention, and strengthening school counseling services. Speaking at the launch ceremony, Minister Shafiu emphasized the significant role teachers play in the ministry's initiatives and highlighted the importance of prioritizing their mental health. He also expressed hope that the helpline would elevate the concerns of teachers. The ministry said that the helpline will operate daily from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. except on Fridays. The counselors from specially trained schools will provide psychological first aid to both students and teachers via this service. The Maldivian Red Crescent MRC also contributed technical assistance in training the counselors and developing the regulations of the helpline. The Ministry of Fisheries and Ocean Resources reveals that applications for the Fishermen's Day Awards are now open. This year, the 44th Fishermen's Day will be celebrated in the capital, Mala City, with plans to hold next year's festivities on an island. The awards will recognize fishermen who are solely engaged in fishing and do not earn income from other sources. The categories include the most dedicated young fishermen under 35 and the most experienced fishermen among those over 35. Interested applicants can download the application form from the Fisheries Ministry's website. The deadline for submissions is November 7 at 2 p.m. The applications can be sent to the Ministry and may be submitted by individuals or on behalf of others. Fishermen's Day is celebrated annually on December 10, with last year's event held in the capital city. The Ministry of Youth Empowerment, Information and Arts organizes an art exhibition in observance of World Mental Health Day. World Mental Health Day is celebrated annually on October 10. The exhibition, titled Shades of Mind, will take place from November 12 to 17 and is open to individuals aged 16 to 35 free of charge. Senior Political Director of the Ministry, Ali Shahim, has emphasized that the art exhibition is a key initiative to mark World Mental Health Day. He said that the Ministry's goal in organizing the event is to raise awareness about mental health challenges both in the Maldives and globally. By creating a platform for artistic expression, he said that the Ministry aims to empower youth while fostering dialogue on this important issue. The Ministry said that further details about the exhibition can be found on the Ministry's website and social media platforms. Maldives Inland Revenue Authority (MIRA) reveals that the state revenue for September reached 149 million rupiah, marking a significant increase of 28.7% over the projected revenue for the month. This amount also reflects a 93.1% rise compared to the revenue generated during the same period last year. The latest statistics publicized by MIRA indicates that goods and services tax (GST) were the primary contributors to state revenue, accounting for 44.5% of the total, contributing $66 million. Tourism land rent was the second largest contributor, generating $23 million or 15.7% of the total revenue. Additionally, the statistics indicate that MIRA collected $14.9 million as lease period extension fees, $9.6 million as income tax, and $6.6 million as airport development fee. Other taxes and fees amounted to $26.6 million. MIRA also reported that state revenue received in dollars totaled $102.05 million. Mira attributed the revenue increase in September compared to the previous year to several factors, including higher revenue from GST, TGST, and leased resorts. It noted that the rise in lease period extension fees and land acquisition and conversion fees also contributed to the overall increase in state revenue. Last year, Mira collected GST and rental payments of resorts on October 23rd as the initial deadline coincided with a public holiday. Mira indicated that the unchanged deadlines for this year were a factor in the greater revenue received in September compared to last year. Additionally, the 13th Amendment to the Tourism Act, which extended the resort lease period extension fee to 99 years, also played a significant role in boosting revenue. Moreover, the number of tourist arrivals in September exceeded expectations by 8.1%, further enhancing the revenue collected. A recent study by the Maldives National University highlights the lack of access to the Asanda scheme for home-based healthcare services as a significant issue for the elderly. The nationwide survey assessed senior citizens' perceptions of living healthily and with dignity in the Maldives. Key findings indicate that seniors face numerous challenges, including limited access to essential health services and a shortage of specialized healthcare professionals. Despite efforts over the past decade to improve the status of older adults in society, these initiatives have not yielded significant results. The study also identified broader societal issues such as a lack of safe outdoor spaces, insufficient respect for the elderly, and missed opportunities for seniors to share their skills with younger generations. Many older adults reported feelings of loneliness and a disconnect from family and community, as youth often prioritize technology over interpersonal interactions. Additionally, the survey pointed out that councils are not adequately catering to the needs of the elderly, leaving them with few opportunities for social engagement and healthy activities. To enhance the quality of life for seniors, the study recommends strengthening social connections, offering community health services through Asanda, ensuring a steady supply of essential medications, providing psychological support, and raising awareness of the physical and mental changes that come with aging. The report urges for the swift adoption of laws to protect the rights and needs of older citizens, especially as projections indicate that by 2054, a significant portion of the population will be elderly. Wall Street's main indexes closes lower as investors look to higher than expected inflation and unemployment claims for indications on the health of the U.S. economy and the path for interest rates.
The closely watched Consumer Price Index rose 0.2% on a monthly basis in September and 2.4% on an annual basis, with both figures being slightly higher than estimated by economists polled by Reuters. The core figure, which excludes volatile food and energy prices, rose 3.3% year-over-year versus an estimate of 3.2%. In a separate report released, jobless claims also rose to 258,000 for the week ending October 5th versus an estimate of 230,000. After the economic data, traders were pricing in a roughly 80% probability that the Federal Reserve will cut rates by 25 basis points at its meeting in November, and a roughly 20% chance it would leave rates unchanged, according to CME's FedWatch. Atlanta Federal Reserve Bank President Raphael Bostic said he would be totally comfortable skipping an interest rate cut at an upcoming meeting of the U.S. Central Bank, adding that the choppiness in recent data on inflation and employment may warrant leaving rates on hold in November. Chicago Fed President Austin Goolsbee said he sees gradual rate cuts over the next year and a half, while the New York Fed's John Williams said he still sees rate reductions ahead. According to preliminary data, the S&P 500 lost 11.99 points or 0.21% to end at 5,780.05 points, while the Nasdaq Composite lost 9.57 points or 0.052% to 18,282.05. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 57.88 points or 0.14% to 42,454.12. Both the S&P 500 and the Dow had notched record closing highs in the previous day's session.
Smoke was seen rising above the Beirut suburbs on October 11 after fresh Israeli strikes hit the Lebanese capital.
Lebanese authorities said that Israeli strikes killed 22 people and injured more than 100 in central Beirut on Thursday, as a senior Hezbollah official evaded an Israeli assassination attempt in the city. In Lebanon's south, 2 United Nations peacekeepers were injured when an Israeli tank fired at a watchtower at the force's main headquarters in Aqora, prompting the UN to say its personnel were facing increasing danger. The conflict between Israel and Hezbollah erupted 1 year ago when the Iranian-backed group opened fire in support of Palestinian militant group Hamas at the start of the Gaza war. It had intensified dramatically in recent weeks, with Israel bombing Beirut's southern suburbs, the south and the Bekaa Valley, and killing many of Hezbollah's top leaders. Security sources said that Waqif Safa, who heads Hezbollah's liaison and coordination unit responsible for working with Lebanese security agencies, was targeted by Israel on Thursday night but survived. The Israeli strikes hit a densely packed residential neighborhood of apartment buildings and small shops in the heart of Beirut. Israel did not issue evacuation warnings ahead of the strikes and had not previously attacked the area, which is removed from Beirut's southern suburbs, where Hezbollah's headquarters have been repeatedly bombed by Israel. According to the Lebanese government, Israeli strikes have killed at least 2,169 people in Lebanon over the last year. The majority people have been killed since September 23rd, when Israel expanded its military campaign. Lebanese authorities and Hezbollah have endorsed a ceasefire as a means to end the conflict, but diplomats fear that diplomacy has taken a backseat to military operations. Lebanon's acting UN ambassador told the council that only diplomatic solutions and the implementation of international resolutions, the commitment to international law and international humanitarian law is the means to end this war and this aggression.
Spain's 22 times Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal retired from tennis after the Davis Cup finals in November.
Spain's Rafael Nadal, who won 22 Grand Slam singles titles, said that he was putting an end to his professional tennis career, a decision effective after the Davis Cup final. Nadal, who won a record 14 French Open titles during his 23-year career, had previously said he expected to retire this year after a hip injury that required surgery and limited his appearances in 2023. The 38-year-old was a surprise selection for the November 19 to 24th Davis Cup Final 8 in Malaga after last competing at the Paris Olympics in July and subsequently missing the US Open and Lever Cup over fitness concerns. Nadal, who has won 2 Australian Opens, 2 Wimbledon crowns and 4 US Opens plus Olympic gold and 4 Davis Cups on top of his multiple French Open titles, said finishing his career in Spanish colours at the team event felt right. Nadal has been no stranger to injuries and he sustained the hip problem at the Australian Open in early 2023 and missed the French Open later that year before having surgery. He has played only 23 matches in the last 2 seasons. Nadal returned to his favorite hunting ground this season but was beaten in the opening round by German Alexander Zverev and politely refused a celebratory farewell in the hope of a final hurrah next year.
But yeah, I really feel very proud about the way that we manage our rivalry during all our careers. No? At the end of the day, it's just a game, and in some way we achieved more than what we ever dreamed when we were kids. So I mean, at the end, doesn't matter that much. No, if it's one's 21, the other's 20, or one's finished with 23 and the others with 21. I mean, we did, I think, very, very important things for our sport, and we achieved our dreams.
Dubbed the King of Clay for his jaw-dropping 112-4 win-loss record at the Paris Major, Nadal's last Roland Garros triumph came in 2022. Nadal will hang up his record 2 years after great rival and Swiss maestro Roger Federer, leaving record 24 times major winner Novak Djokovic of Serbia is the only member of the Big Three still active.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk showcases a long-awaited robotaxi with 2 gull-wing doors and no steering wheel or pedals, and surprised with RoboVan, batting on a shift in focus from low-priced mass-market cars to robotic vehicles.
At a glitzy unveiling, Musk reached the stage in a cybercab to be produced from 2026, eventually in high volume and priced under $30,000. He then introduced the RoboVan, which can carry up to 20 people, though offered few details. But Musk, who has a record of missing projections and himself said he tended to be optimistic with time frames, did not say how quickly Tesla could ramp up robotaxi production, clearly inevitable regulatory hurdles, or implement a business plan to leapfrog robotaxi rivals such as Alphabet's Waymo. Analysts and industry experts said establishing robotaxis could take years, particularly due to ensuring safety and reliability. They pointed to accidents as well as the difficulty that technology has responding to scenarios such as inclement weather, complex intersections, and pedestrian behavior. But Musk, wearing a leather jacket and addressing crowds, said autonomous cars could be 10 times safer than humans and drive 5 to 10 times longer.
It'll save lives, like a lot of lives, and prevent injuries. I think we'll see autonomous cars become 10 times safer than a human.
Musk had previously said he planned to operate a fleet of self-driving Tesla taxis that passengers can hail through an app. Individual Tesla owners would also be able to make money on the app by listing their vehicles as robotaxis.
So we'll move from supervised full self-driving to unsupervised full self-driving, where the car, you could fall asleep and wake up at your destination.
Tesla is at a risk of posting its first ever decline in deliveries this year, as buying incentives have failed to attract enough customers to its aging EV lineup, showed Reuters calculations based on a third quarter earnings. Price cut meant to offset high interest rates have also squeezed profit margins. Several companies attempting to crack the robotaxi market have suffered billions of dollars in loss, forcing some to shut shop.
That's it for now. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant day ahead. Bye-bye.
Assalamu alaikum. Dunia kalige mulinga program TV ballo mungadi hamiyaki ga radio ngados mungindawa huriha farata ka marhaba adnawa kalige mi program ki ga tibefna me badal kolli alhum shafio me program ki mi erega baina lagwami masrahum faha kolleve muhimu kankam ge macha tafsili adi tahlili nazarakum balala alhum tayyar ko ngirste hasa program komedo ge program ga tibefna hisaba tafatu ekeki mawlumata hisa kollaruga medo ge program ga tibefna hisaba hisa